I am back again. So I took a month-long break again just because my kid got sick, my second son. If you hear some noise, I'm outside sitting on the grass just chilling in front of my wall, my fence. So my son got sick again, and well, not again, but he got sick. And so this past month has been intense. It's been a crazy roller coaster, but he's feeling better and I'm back. Also, so my husband and I have kind of tried to work out a schedule where I get to upload every Monday. So look out for that. So I'm going to upload every Monday. And I'm going to film Saturday, edit Sunday, upload Monday. So that's kind of, so fingers crossed. Oh, I have so much content I want to put out. But anyway, all right. So hello, my name is Ann Amuta. I am an associate. It feels so good to say associate. I am an associate professor with tenure. I'm tenured. I'm an associate professor of public health in the US, and my goal here the goal of this channel really is to help you school abroad without paying people exorbitant amounts of money to help you figure out school abroad in the US, in Canada, and UK. Really, it's all pretty much the same thing. And so this channel is all about that. It's helping you thrive in grad school, in undergrad, abroad, and all the good stuff. And I throw in some personal life stuff too. So anyway, so this channel, so we're like friends, okay? And all I want to do is give you some advice. Am I centered? I feel like I'm not centered. Let's see. I'm centered now. All I want to do is just give you some advice. You know, I went to school here. I did my master's, my PhD here. And now I am professor of public health. So, I mean, what better person is there to advise you? I don't know. I'll wait. Tell me. What better person? Me, for free. All I ask is that you subscribe. I want to grow this channel. Subscribe if you like the content, like the video, and share. All right, let's get started. Like, let's say you finish with a 2-2, a third class, or like an HND degree, which is not necessarily a college degree per se. How do you go from that to schooling abroad, to doing your master's or PhD abroad? And keep in mind, when I say abroad, I just mean outside your country, okay? So the first thing you need to do is get your transcript evaluated by WES. WES is the acronym for World Educational Service. And so what WES does is they take your transcript, they evaluate your courses from your undergrad, from your HND, OND, whatever it is. They evaluate that, and then they give you an approximate GPA of the US or Canada standard, okay? And so that helps a lot. That helps a lot because sometimes you got, like, you guys know I finished with a 2-2. I'm, from ABU. Well, if you're new to this channel, yes, I finished with a 2-2 from ABU. And when I got my transcript evaluated by WES, I actually did better. Like, my results were better based on what WES evaluated compared to what I got in ABU. So evaluate in WES, submit your transcripts to WES, get it evaluated, and let universities make that decision. Let universities abroad make that decision for you based on your WES evaluation, because they trust WES. And so WES is kind of like the standard, the standard body to translate your result in your country to the American or Canadian standard, okay? So WES is your first step. The next thing to do is, everything is looking good. WES tells you, okay, you got a whatever in American standards and Canadian standards. My next tip for you is to apply to small state schools. So, funny story, I'm helping my cousin apply to schools in the US, and I asked her, hey, what schools do you want? Give me your top 5 schools. And she tells me Stanford, Yale, and I'm like, the fuck? I'm just kidding. I'm like, what the heck? Like, focus, girl. don't be dreaming too big. And it's okay if you dream big, for your career goals. But if you really want to leave your country and get into a school, I'll focus on the US and Canada right now. You want to get a school, stop dreaming of some big Ivy League schools. Focus on small state schools. Here's why. Most people don't want to go to small state schools. So they have a budget, right? They want to attract people to their school. So they usually have a budget, and their admission criteria is not as intense. It's not as strict, right? As bigger schools. Okay. So look for small state schools that you're likely to get admitted into these schools. You're likely to get more funding You're likely to get more funding when you get admitted, because these are small schools that need people, that want people, right? So they're probably going to give you a graduate assistantship, and they're going to give you they're likely going to give you admission too. So the only downside is if you go to a small state school, you may end up in a small town, which honestly is even cheaper to live in. It's just that you won't get all the vibe and all the fun that big cities will offer you. But still, are you coming here for fun though? You're coming here to go to school. You hear me? I'm your internet auntie. But yeah, so focus on small schools. Here's a tip. If you are looking for a school, any school that has states in, like Indiana State, Oregon State, Kansas State, all those, like if a university has states in its name, that's a good school to target, to apply to. Okay, so the next tip is email. I feel like I give this tip in all my videos because emailing is the key, okay? Email. But here, specifically, email the graduate advisor. The graduate advisor. If you're an undergrad student, email the undergraduate advisor. Here's what. The advisors, they have all of the information. They have all of the scholarship information. Right now, I'm on the scholarship board in my department, and we're looking at scholarships, and I'm working with the graduate and undergraduate advisor to give out scholarships. We've been going back and forth with emails, discussing the students that we're going to award scholarships. So they actually know better than I do about scholarships. So email those people. They are not professors, they are staff, okay? They work in the department and they handle a lot of the logistics, a lot of the back end stuff that is not teaching or research or, the front end stuff, okay? So those are the people you want to email. Those are the people you want to be in their good books with, okay? So email them, get a rapport with them. They're important people. So I know I always say email professors. You should email professors, but also think about the staff in the department, the graduate academic advisor. That person is your best advocate, okay? Because they know all the logistics about scholarships and about graduate funding. So email them and ask them. And I feel like the advisors, undergraduate, graduate advisors, they're not as arrogant as professors. So if you email them, you're more likely to get a response from them. Let's say you email me, cold email. I'm less likely to respond. But if you email the graduate advisor and he or she emails me and copies you in the email, I'm more likely to respond. Does that make sense? And in general, the graduate advisors are more likely to respond than the professors, okay? So use them to get to professors. If you know what I mean, yeah, so that is something to consider. So I've talked about this in my my statement of purpose video. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. There's so many testimonies coming out of that video. I'm going to link it up here. But don't leave yet. Finish this video and go watch that one. All right, so the next thing is to in your statement of purpose, briefly explain why you graduated with a low grade, or explain what HND or OND is. Just explain what it is. Like, don't just assume that people reviewing your application would guess or know what it is, okay? I'm not saying talk about a sub story, oh, this is why I failed, this is why I didn't do well. No. I'm talking about a brief statement on why you failed. So there's so many reasons you could fail undergrad, right? So for example, my experience was terrible university experience with lecturers, and I have a video on that, so you can go watch that. It was just a terrible experience overall in my undergrad. But some of you were just lazy. I mean, what do you say? Maybe make up something why you failed, or maybe be honest. Just say I was lazy, I was young, I didn't know any better. I actually like that. I respect honesty. When I review graduate applications, I actually respect the honesty that some people have. Okay. What else do you guys feel? Put in the comments. Tell me what else makes people fail undergrad or college. What else? There's so many, right? Distractions. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend distracting you up and down. Anyway, so yeah, so there's that. So explain it briefly in your statement of purpose, just to give context, okay, to why your transcript is trash, why you failed. That's what I did. The fifth and last tip is augment your bad transcript with some experience, with some volunteer experience. I know I worked for 1 year not up to 1 year, a couple months. Between when I graduated and when I came to the US. Actually 1 year, really. I worked for about a year. So my advice to you is augment your transcript with some experience, with some volunteer experience, with some work experience, because that kind of gives you a lift from your bad grade. Okay. That is all. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comment section. But once I upload a video, I wait and see, I don't sit by the video, but I just respond to the first comments or first question. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye! From your favorite professor in America. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. Love you.